Oil just popped, and now all eyes are on SPY. Are we hitting a wall at 600, or is this just the start of another run? Oil moved up to around $78 a barrel this week, mostly due to fresh Middle East tensions and tighter supply concerns. Even though we're still well below 2022's highs, this bounce from April is already putting upward pressure on inflation expectations. Energy prices are creeping higher around the world, and that's starting to raise red flags for inflation, just as things were starting to ease. We're kicking off with oil because it drives inflation, interest rate expectations, and how the broader market moves, making it a key macro indicator to watch. Fed Chair Jerome Powell recently called the current outlook a very foggy time, highlighting trade uncertainty and stubborn inflation risks. The Fed didn't hike or cut this round. Rates stayed at 4.25 to 4.5%, but they're still expecting 2 cuts by the end of the year. That said, if oil stays up, that might hold off. Inflation is easing, with core PCE at 2.5% and CPI at 2.4%, but the path ahead is still uncertain. Right now, SPY is hovering around 594 to 595 and bumping into resistance near 600. If oil stays high, inflation concerns could weigh on equities. On the daily chart, we just broke down from a rising wedge, which usually points to some short-term weakness. But zooming out, the monthly chart still looks solid. There's a strong bullish wick suggesting strong demand. If the macro outlook doesn't worsen, this could still push higher in the next few months, especially if inflation data comes in soft. Heading into the week, keep an eye on Brent around $78, and that level could shift how the Fed sees inflation risks. Watch for upcoming jobs data and any surprise global headlines. Things like tariffs, conflicts, or central bank shifts could move markets fast. SPY is near all-time highs, but there's risk on the table. If this helped you make sense of the market, subscribe to TradeScope with Cody, where we break down price moves and the stories behind them.